Family, friends, and employees of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas said their final goodbyes to former radio personality 48-year-old Scott Richards during his funeral service at Evangelistic Temple today. Richards was robbed and killed last month near Bonefish Pond on Cowpen Road, and since then 2 people have been arraigned in court for his murder. Many who gave tributes to Richards today not only called on criminals to stop the senseless act of violence, but strongly encouraged our Bahamians to join in and take back our country from a life of crime.
Tell me who's gonna stand that tall.
There wasn't a dry eye in sight as hundreds packed Evangelistic Temple to say farewell to former radio personality Scott Richards. His voice and choice of music ruled the airwaves on Inspiration 107.9 FM, giving thousands of listeners hope and spiritual healing. And as the Rahming brothers sang it best, who will now fill his shoes? Director of Radio Vaughn Miller says he is disturbed and angry at the level of crime wreaking havoc not only in our country but among our young men.
This country has become something utterly different from the one I grew up in. I have made a conscious decision that as long as God gives me breath, I will fight as hard as I can to make this country a better place to live in and to make it as good as I met it or better.
Senior pastor of Evangelistic Temple, Vaughn Cash, says Richards became distraught when the gospel station had closed down, but he says Richards never let go of his dreams.
God answered Scotty's prayer, and he was hired by ZNS. He was the happiest man in the world when ZNS took him on staff. And he said, Pastor, I thank God because this is the beginning of the rest of my life in ministry and serving God in the capacity that I believe He will have me to do so on the airwaves at ZNS.
Meanwhile, Deputy General Manager of the Northern Service, Stanley Pinder, described Richards as humble, sincere, and a loyal employee who gave of himself to others.
Scotty was deeply concerned with improving the overnight programming, often telling me of how so many people would call him during the night seeking requests. He believed that the overnight shift was his. And so most recently, when we made the adjustment to the shifts, he called me in Freeport and said, thank you for returning me to my love.